Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mel. How y'all feeling today, man? It's day 3, right? Day 3. Making it happen. Um, alright, so in this video, I'm gonna really talk about being more consistent, being disciplined, and also understanding why a lot of relationship isn't working. I'm not an expert. I'm not trying to be an expert. These are things that I've observed a lot. Being isolated a lot also, it makes you just observe for real. Maybe that's just me. I'm learning to move a little slower in the things that I do and not overthink things, because I am an overthinker. I tend to analyze certain things the wrong way and start putting pieces together in this way and that way, and then I'll be wrong, and then I start creating my reality, So these are things that I had to work on. Now I'm gonna tell you the real reason why most relationships don't even work. One, you're picking the wrong partner. It'd be like that, and we pick the part. Me personally, what I've seen over time, we pick the partner based off of lust. We pick the partner based off of sex. You feel me? This is why they tell us to wait. I'm not gonna bash nobody. People that do date, often, been in relationships, and then now they're figuring out what it is they actually want from a relationship. That's not my place to really judge. My opinion is, it's like you're dating, right? You dated all these people. Now you're with somebody that's, I don't want to say decent, but they're perfect for you. I don't want to say perfect because we're not perfect in a way, but this person, they're trying, you're both trying, but now it's like it's too good to be true. Then you start to self-sabotage. As a man, this is where all your hard work really comes into play. Feel me? Because I told you in the last video, women act the way they do because of us. You feel me? They have more trauma than us. They have, for real. They bear kids. You don't know what women go through. Then they're dealing with us, dealing with guys that's not opening up. Not learning how to control their feelings. At the end of the day, we out here just doing dumb stuff. It's so much I want to talk about. It's so much. So please forgive me if I'm jumping from next story to the next, to the next, to the next. Right now I'm in a place where I'm trying to be a little vulnerable, trying to just express my mind, articulate it a lot better. So yeah. Back to what I was saying. That's why most relationships don't work. It starts with the man. We as men, we also have a lot of things that we have to do for our women. We have to understand these are females that they're operating on feelings. You feel me? They're women, so they need us to take charge. They need us to be more decisive. They need us to be more consistent, to have strength. To be mature. There's a book on that too, if you guys do want to read it. It's called 4 Things Women Want from a Man by A.R. Bernard. I read that book like 3 times. I'm probably gonna still read it because there's a lot of points in there that I do be missing. That's facts. But yeah. So yeah, we pick partners based off of lust. We pick partners based off a lot of relationships that we've been in, and then when we do get a partner that's right for us, we tend to self-sabotage because, like I said, it's too good to be true, and then we're expecting certain things out of this relationship when this is a whole different person. This is a whole different person. So you have to give this person a chance. You feel me? This is why they say you have to be friends first. You don't just jump into a relationship because I want love. No, I personally believe being friends for a while before you even think about something serious. And it's crazy that I ended up with my best friend, that I've known for 16 years. And regardless of anything, we still didn't know each other. We still didn't know each other for real. I don't want to say but, because we always kept in contact through the years. In high school, we were friends, but we didn't speak like how we're speaking now. I'm so comfortable with her to the point where like she sees the real me and I see the real her. So that's what I mean. You gotta be friends with somebody until like you really see the real them. You see them upset. You see how they cope with disappointments, with failures. With how when they get in an argument with people, something. Some type of that's what I mean when I say you need to get to know somebody. You got to see this person in they different sides, and then communication, all these things, it's important. These 4 years that I've been working on myself, I definitely worked on the fruits of the spirit, which was my patience, I was always kind, I was always generous. So those are things that came natural to me. I worked on not being angry all the time or being annoyed. I still get annoyed and agitated to here and there. So this is why I'm taking therapy for it. I worked on my decisiveness, my leadership skills, things a woman want, things a woman need, things us men should be practicing and working on. I'm not saying these things are going to be easy. These things, even if you master it 4 or 5 years, these are things you should be working on every single day until you die, until it's time, because there's always going to be a new challenge. There's always going to be a new obstacle. There's always going to be a new milestone, So adapting and getting better is important. I'm tired of people telling me that, oh yeah, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. Yeah. Don't be so quick to say that when there's always room to improve. There's always room to improve. This is also why there be a lot of miscommunications. This is also why there be a lot of arguments for real. Because one of us is always want to talk, saying that we know this, we know that, but they're not open to what this person is saying. Sometimes it's good to sit back, trying to listen to what they're saying, feel me, process it, analyze it, go, watch a YouTube video, read something to see if what this person, maybe this can help me, These are things that I've worked on. And I'm at a point in life where when people do try to criticize me, or I don't want to say criticize, but have their input on the way I do things, in a way, the way how I approach them, I will yield to it. I do tend to get upset here and there, but I always come back and I apologize and I say you're right. So that's part of it. That's what I've worked on. That's what I'm continuing to work on. That's I feel like that's a big part of relationships. Learning to stay quiet. But we live in a society where women feel like we're trying to belittle them. And honestly, I still don't blame them in a way, because it's still our fault. As a man, this is our fault, because we're so quick to say, oh, our woman is nagging us, our woman is this, our woman is that, but you're not trying to process what she is trying to say, what she's trying to feel. I mean, what she is feeling. Excuse me. So yes, there's a lot of work for us. We can't just jump into a relationship because we're and even on top of that, while being in a relationship, we still should be practicing semen retention at the end of the day. I'm not saying don't have sex. We can have sex, but as a man, we need to learn how to control that too. That's something I'm still working on. That's not something that's just it happens overnight. these stuff take time, and then once your partner is aware of these things, they can help you. Women are there to help us. They are helpmates, bro. You know, just we like I told you, we feel like our women is nagging us and all that, but they know us more than we know ourselves. You feel me? Something I've watched. We can have a same routine every single day. You feel me? We break one thing out of that routine. Our women knows that. Our women sees that. You feel me? They know our energy. They're more in tune in the spiritual world. You know, come on now. These are things that I've learned. You know, these are things that I've seen, I've witnessed, and I'm going to continue to witness it because I'm with a woman that notices these things about me. You know, I'm also at a place where I'm at peace. So even if she's explaining something, not aggressively, but to a point where she is annoyed about something, you know, and she's trying to get her point across, I'm at a place where I'm at peace, where I'm just so calm, and I'm like, okay, you know, I work on that, you know, yeah, we work on that. And then the communication, it just flows. You know, at the beginning, like I said, we are best friends. We never argued, you know, we never had a miscommunication, you know, until we actually got together and we started living together, and we're both seeing each other patterns and all. We're definitely at a place where communication is a lot better, and I definitely appreciate that 110%. You know, so yeah, it's so much more. This is part 1, so hopefully, yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll continue with the next one.